This is a message from your guides reading for the Andromedan star being. Alright, so I have 2 group crystals here and then 1 specifically for your reading. So that one is my tiger's eye, so I'm going to go ahead and surround us in protective space with this one. Okay, so this is a very physical stone and it really helps us accomplish things. It helps us set goals. It also helps us with not only with mental focus, it also helps us with physical vitality. And it gives us sort of the energy physically to get things done, and then also the motivation as well. Then I have my Sunstone here. So this is mainly a solar plexus stone, also sacral chakra, but solar plexus especially comes up for all of the readings today. And this kind of charged energy from the solar plexus, and basically that it needs to be working properly because it tends to charge all of the other chakras, is something that the solar plexus does. So it can help them all to clear, it can help them all to work properly when it's working properly. And then I have my Selenite wand here. So Selenite tends to represent a higher energy that's coming in. It also represents clearing yourself. Again, with you specifically, it feels like as well of like mental clutter, and mentally being able to focus, having very clear thoughts, clear emotions, and not feeling really distracted. So I feel like that's something still to work on, but it feels like you're doing much better with it. Okay, so you had the throat chakra question for this week, obviously. Then the group reading that we had for Patreon was so much about the throat chakra, because you are not the only one in our group with throat chakra issues and talking about that. So many people in our group, like mainly, I know you mentioned a throat chakra thing, but mainly for people, it's been their guides constantly bringing up throat chakra issues. So I'm assuming that some of this would have been answered already during the group reading, but I feel like your guides would still want to say something about that. There's a feeling like even just doing throat chakra meditations, like guided throat chakra meditations, you can visualize simple things like it's spinning and things like that. But I feel like guided meditations where maybe you're doing a little bit more to harness the energy of that chakra. Not so much only just where you're visualizing it spin. because I feel like this is a really important area for you to clear, specifically just because of the kind of work that you're going to be doing, and even the way that you are needing to come across, and attempting to come across with how you're presenting yourself is what they're trying to get at. The way that you're attempting to present yourself, it's like you can only do that. You can only present yourself in the way that you would want to if this chakra is open and clear and you're really utilizing it to its full potential and its full capacity, like its full level that it could be. So it feels like this chakra really needs to be harnessed for you, not only cleared. It needs to be harnessed and it needs to be enhanced. Now I'm feeling a specific kind of meditation as well, but you would need to kind of change it a little bit. But there are meditations, like for instance, if you look up cord cutting, then, and specifically like guided cord cutting, but you would look it up with Archangel Michael is what they're saying. So Archangel Michael, he is an archangel that clears. He just clears people of a lot of things, of negativity, of thought forms, entity attachments even. And that's what he works on with people. Different archangels, they tend to focus kind of on an area. Like if you call Raphael, for instance, it tends to have to do with healing. Whether it's emotional or a lot of times physical as well, that's what people tend to call on that archangel for. So it's like they kind of have a specialty in a sense. So Archangel Michael, he is the one who is going around all the time fighting demons and all that sort of thing. That's the type of thing that he helps people with. He kind of clears those inner demons or thought forms, really. And he also helps protect people as well. He can send a lot of protective energy also. So if you look up cord cutting with Archangel Michael, so this is like a guided cord cutting that you would want to find. And usually the visualization is something like you call on Archangel Michael and he's going to have a sword normally, and you're connecting with him and he's cutting cords from you, maybe in specific places. So what they're saying is for you to use this meditation. Now, if you do see cords at your throat, then I feel like have him clear the cords. But I feel like mainly what they would want you to do is they would want you to connect to Archangel Michael with this meditation. And I feel like he is going to, you would want him to send an energy. So with his sword, through his sword, he would send an energy to your throat. A lot of times this is like a crystal sword, and that's what they're showing me. So it's like this crystal energy being sent to your throat. So this has to do with enhancing it. That's the thing about Archangel Michael too. Even though he tends to be specific about healing, sorry, not healing, I mean clearing negative energies, he has a lot of energy himself, like a very charged kind of masculine energy. That's why he can help break through different things. So he can also be used in this way. He can also be called on, I should say rather, in this way, where he can send very, you could say, intense or powerful kind of energies into a specific area of your body or your energy field, whatever it is, to break through a block, or in this case, to send a lot of positive energy, to break through something and clear it, to heal it, transform it, but also to allow it to almost enhance or upgrade. I feel like you can do this with your mind as well. Like visualize almost your mental body, and he's sort of activating your mental body. So it feels like do this with like a guided meditation to help you connect with him and with his sword. So find one where he's clearing with a sword. But then almost start adding your own kind of thing to it. Some of these things that they are suggesting. I feel like before you do anything with your mind though, I feel like that's kind of secondary to clearing and enhancing this throat chakra thing. And I feel like you should continue doing this for a while. I'm not sure how long you would need to do this, but you could do this like every night before you went to bed for even a few minutes. You could do it for like 5 minutes. And once you know what the visualization is, I feel like you could just do the visualization. But I feel like before you went to bed would be good. That's always, it's like that's when you step out of the way the most, is when you sleep. So it's really good, like just as you're falling asleep, to visualize something, or even just sit there and meditate for a few minutes right before you go to sleep. That's a really good idea, to call on that energy, and then he'll work with you as you're sleeping. So as you're more out of the way. And so he can clear that and enhance that in the way that he needs to, and in the way that your guides would want. As I feel also like your guides will be directing it as well. Okay, so that is all that your guides have to say for this reading. So thank you very much once again for another one. I hope that it benefits you, and I will see you next week. Namaste.